Happy Sunday, guys. Thanks for stopping by at All I See is W. Now, first off, if you're new to this small YouTube channel, I'd love your support. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video for more related content. Let's begin. I'd like to talk about IREN, a Bitcoin and AI-based company out in Australia. I'll share with you my overall price targets from a fundamental, technical, and just diving deep in what the company has to offer, looking at just with recent news release. Most of you are anticipating what is going to drive the share price up, given the fact that the financial release is coming up in a couple of days here. Now, let's get started, guys. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe. First off, I posted on Twitter here, so if you're not following on Twitter, I'd really appreciate you following me on Twitter here at All I See is W. I posted today which Bitcoin miner will won this week. Is it going to be Riot, CleanSpark, Mara, IREN? So we have a total of 121 votes so far, and it looks like most of these folks believe that IREN has the potential to run this week. Just wanted to share that news with you. Now, as we look at the technicals here, we're looking at a 2-year range. The good thing that I see here is like back in 2022, I mean, this was hovering like at the sub $1. I mean, if you bought it this time, great. However, that's a low percentage. Back in 2023, you see that going up to $3 at the next low point here. The next low point here is May of 2024 at $4.79. So from a long-term perspective, you see that there's higher lows here. And just moving forward to like September, you see higher lows here as well, right? Getting up to the $7 range. I think that where we are now, just looking at iron, I believe that just from a technicals analysis, let's zoom in a little bit here. We see this golden cross here with the 7-day moving average passing the red mark of the 50-day moving average. Although we saw back in like November of 11, this was like post the huge Bitcoin miner run after President Donald Trump got elected. It went all the way up close to like $13 and now currently priced at the 1078 range. Most of you are wondering, is this going to start V-shaping back up, similar to what we've seen with like Mara? I mean, Mara did so well last week. Check out my other videos on Mara. Most of you are wondering how are other miners going to perform. I think that with like companies like IREN and Riot, CleanSpark, Bitfarm, Core Scientific, all of these Bitcoin miners are lagging behind Mara, especially with the news about Mara using MSTR's playbook to buy Bitcoin. I think that that doesn't mean that these Bitcoin mining companies are going to be at a halt. There's going to be a lot of circulation of money that's going to be happening. And I foresee that just from a fundamental standpoint, these companies' share price will start increasing given the fact that the price of Bitcoin has gone up close to about 100,000. I mean, you do the math with hash rate going up and Bitcoin's mine per day increasing, that's really going to raise capital, positive return on cash flow for these type of companies. And what I really like about IREN is that they use 100% sustainable energy to operate their business in AI, coupled with Bitcoin mining in their facility. Now, most of you are wondering how high can iron go? I mean, just looking at the prior resistance, we saw that at $15. I think that come December, 15 can easily be achieved at a minimum. I mean, it may even reach beyond $11, but that really depends on the price of Bitcoin tomorrow. From a near-term perspective, I think miners will react towards how Bitcoin does. We saw today, Sunday, that it's been fluctuating, right? It dropped in the morning from like 98,000 to 95,000, and you see that going back up with the buys at that price point. So I think in the month of December, we can easily see this break through the $15 range. And once you see that prior resistance breakthrough, 1650 would be the next testing point. And I can see this getting up to like $18. So there's potential here with IREN because we haven't seen the company's share price run up yet. I wanted to share with you just with the mining analysis, kudos to the power mining analysis team on their YouTube channel, McNally Money. I mean, I highly recommend you guys check that out. I mean, they're doing really good analysis, and I really enjoy listening to them as well. So, just congratulations to the team there on their YouTube channel. But I'm really looking at just with the analysis that Power Mining Analysis shared. So, it's not my data, but I just wanted to point out, just looking at IREN here, you see their fleet efficiency at 16. You compare that across the board, right? That shows huge efficiency with a low power megawatt here. And looking at the Bitcoin mine per megawatt, that demonstrates efficiency here. This number is very high when you compare that from a horizontal view here, right? And just with the overall, Bitcoin's mine in September was, 11.6, and it went all the way up to 14.2 the month later, October. So it's gone up by about 22 percent just with that improvement. Overall revenue for October, 28.2 million. So that's like getting like more than half of Mara's, getting close to Riot, not too far off. But that shows how strong IREN is with their fleet efficiency. So I wouldn't ignore IREN, especially with their efficiency, their high throughput with mining Bitcoin. So that's something to also consider, and especially with the price not running up yet, that's more of a safety zone when you invest in miner companies like IREN. Let's look at some company information. So November 13 of this year, IREN announced that they will release their financial results for the 3 months ending in Q3, September 30th, 2024. So that's going to be coming up on the 26th here. And I think what is going to be important is just understanding the theme for the Bitcoin mining industry. Q3 was an era that was unique in that we only get a post-halving once every 4 years, and that landed around the time of like April this year. So that's something to also factor in, especially with increased costs. So when it comes to expected earnings per share, whether IREN's going to achieve that or not, that's expected in that we don't expect solid numbers. However, if IREN can blow us away, even though all Bitcoin miner companies had a similar trajectory with Mara, Riot, others not performing as expected. IREN, if they can, prove themselves, even though there's tough times with the Q3 timeframe, then that may drive the share price up. But I think with hindsight of Q3 being old, and more people are focused on Q4 data, especially with the rise in the Bitcoin price, that's going to look big on the balance sheet when we start looking at Q4 data. Now, just some information on IREN. They're the leading center business powering the future of Bitcoin AI. So they're not only focused on Bitcoin, but they're also tapping into the AI industry using 100% renewable energy. We know that in Australia, it's heavy with the sunlight. So, however way you leverage renewable energy, that adds value to society as well. Their overall Bitcoin network, they're expanding their exahash to 31 in 2024 with their operations starting since 2019. They also have AI cloud services, providing cloud compute to AI customers. They actually have close to about 2,000 NVIDIA H100 and H200 GPUs operating this year. They also have next generation data centers, uh, different operating data centers that's up and running since this year, specifically to design and purpose-built infrastructure for high performance and high power dense computing applications. technology stack of performance optimizing AI cloud services and Bitcoin mining operations. So we know AI is the name of the game right now. We know that Bitcoin mining is one of the biggest hot topics right now. When you couple those two together, these type of companies, from a fundamental standpoint, Wall Street investors are going to want to, put their money in these type of innovative companies. Uh, Overall, they've secured power capacity across North America as well, greater than 1,000-acre property portfolio. So that tells you in the future they have developments in the pipeline. So I'm looking very excited just to hear more about what IREN has to provide. And again, renewable energy, low costs, that really helps them with the power grid, uh, help them with their fleet efficiency. Now, just some information on their news release on their website here. And what's interesting is that the CEO actually mentioned we're running Bitcoin mining machines right next to NVIDIA chips, training AI models. Um, in September, they announced just details around their NVIDIA power chips and the fact that NVIDIA's share price is going up, and with IREN purchasing NVIDIA's products, that helps with IREN's branding using high quality technology to optimize their business. And with AI being one of the biggest discussions right now, I think that IREN has that potential because not all Bitcoin miners right now have AI as a strategic plan in their business model. So most of you are wondering, what does this all mean like when it comes to the share price? I think that because the share price is at $10, we see lower highs. It's trending up. I can easily see IREN 3x at a minimum, and there's just so much growth. And most of the money that investors have made on big companies like MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, different big solid companies out there, I think that the money is going to start flowing into the miner community, and IREN is one of those leading companies that's leveraging its technology in Bitcoin mining with fleet efficiency, with AI computing technology, and just having that renewable energy approach. So those three are the pillars to their business model, and I think for those reasons, IREN's share price will start going up in just the coming weeks, carrying over into the new year. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to, just hear what your comments are. What's your take on IREN? How high can the share price go up? And please make sure to subscribe to All I See Is W. Thank you.